All right, I'm Barb. We're doing a Go Local spotlight on the band Suzie. Before we start with Suzie, I figured that I needed to cover a little bit of material here with what's up with Night Moves, because I'm talking to Mark from Suzie and formerly of Night Moves.
Yep.
No longer in Night Moves.
Right.
But helped make the new Night Moves record.
Well, a lot of those songs were they're mostly John songs, the singer of Night Moves, and they had just been around basically since the first record we released came out. So we had just been playing them on tour, and they've been around for years, is basically. So I quit the band right after we recorded. So, I mean, they're mostly John songs, and
Okay.
I was leaving the band as they were recording, basically. So,
But it wasn't like I hate you guys. I want nothing to do with you kind of breakup.
No. We just I wanted to do my thing, and I was sort of growing apart from it. And we had been playing music for 8 years or something since I knew them from high school.
Oh,
and
wow.
I
Okay.
was sort of just I wanted to move on and see what, was behind door number 2
Okay.
and see what else is out there, see what I could do.
So now, Suzie, you released your first stuff 2 years ago, right? Like fall of 2014, am I right?
Yeah, I think it was, March.
March?
Yeah, it was
Okay.
spring.
Okay,
Yeah.
spring of 2014 when you released your first material.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get that band together?
I think Charles came over to my house, and first I jammed with Jared.
Give some last names. And
Jared
some
Isabella
context.
from Night Moves also, who I've known for a long time. And then Charles, it plays in the band Carol, and he came over and told me that he loved me and my music.
For the rest of my life.
and he's been with ever since.
Okay.
And he said he was going to quit Carol to be in Suzie, and he would do whatever it takes.
Did you?
That's not true.
No, but we just got along really well instantly, and he's a great guitar player, and he's way more musically knowledgeable than I am.
And he's blushing right now.
Yeah.
You guys can see this.
He'd be like, "Oh, you're doing this with the minor third on this part, and this with the major fifth," and I'd be like, "Okay, yeah, sure, that's perfect."
Major fifth isn't a thing. You know that.
Yeah, I know.
You and I look at each other like, yeah, right? We're just throwing it out. Whatever. Okay, so how about the rest of the lineup here?
And then Elliot came in pretty late. I worked at a deli. We met at the deli we worked at, the 708 Deli, which actually Leo, our other member, worked at too. Leo Von Drasik from Hot Freaks.
Oh my gosh.
Another band. And Joey Michaels.
Star-studded crew.
Really?
Yeah.
So now,
And Kyle from Rupert Angel Eyes also plays guitar,
and you guys have, it's what?
which Elliot also plays in. Yeah.
I cannot keep track of you boys at this point. It's like we have the basics of what, 5 different bands in this room?
More than that.
Yeah, I mean, Jared alone is in 6 bands.
No. And Tiny Deaths.
Yeah.
And then Suzie. Night
Ple-
Moves.
Pleasure Horse. Yeah, lots of bands.
Lots of bands.
Yeah.
Not spelled with a Y. So do you record then at Secret Stash?
I have not recorded there, but I entered with John, just helping him set up the room and recording other bands.
Okay.
I just usually record everything in my apartment,
Okay. Everything,
direct in, and
really?
one mic. But I'm working for the next record with someone who does commercial music, and I record in my apartment and send him stems, and he makes it sound bubbly and
Really?
produced and perfect.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cool. Is he here in the cities?
He just moved to Portland actually last week, so
Okay.
he was in a band called Some Pulp, and he does a bunch of stuff around town for mastering for Forge Artifacts and all that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So let's talk about the new, is it just a single?
The new
that you
single,
have right
yeah,
out?
yeah.
Okay, you just put out this new single. Tell me about it.
It's called Isn't It Funny?
Mm-hmm.
I sort of that was one I just recorded in my apartment, and it's called Isn't It Funny because I don't know, I was working, everything around me seemed to be breaking. I had no money. I was my recording gear was breaking. I had this one last guitar chord, and I had tried to use it to set up a PA, so it was just it fried, and all that came out of it was this buzz and hiss. And then I sent it into my interface and just put a auto filter on it and made it sound really sweepy and crazy. And that's sort of how the song came about, just the idea of how you can be in such a bad position and you just have to laugh about it. And sometimes it's sad, funny, and sometimes it's actually sad and depressing. But
It's like absurd funny. Like how can all this shit be happening?
yeah, and like just working on when you try and work so hard at something and not really seeing anything come from it, I guess, was like the impetus of the song. And I just like I like really DIY recordings, and that one was sort of in that vein, and I just wanted to put it out. And I really like it. It's a sadder sounding song. I worked with this saxophone player on it named Cole, who was in Sunny Night in the Lakers.
Oh. Wait, is that the guy with the...
Cole Police.
Okay.
Yeah. He came over and did like genius saxophone on it. And yeah, I just really like the song, and I wanted it to put it out sort of separately from the record.
So tell me about the record.
The record is, it's coming out on Forged Artifacts in sometime in the summer.
Do we have a title?
Pressure,
Really?
which is also a song title from the record.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So other
And that's
than...
sort of been a long time coming, just going through songs, and I just write consistently. So a lot of the songs I wrote or was writing before the record, I used on the Dom collaboration stuff. So
And now we have to talk about Dom because we talked about that off air.
yeah.
Dom is a musician who had this kind of indie hit about 6 years ago
Yeah.
called Living in America. And he was all the love of the indie blogs and stuff. And I haven't heard anything from him since.
Yeah.
And you found him on Twitter.
Yeah, I think it was one of those things I accidentally hit follow, and it sends you like the push notifications.
Oh, yeah.
And he tweeted that he needed band members, and it was sort of like, I was like joking, but I responded. But I do love his music. I thought it was great. And a lot of the stuff I was writing reminded me of it. So yeah, he made me send him a picture of myself and music, and and then I just went to New York and played a show with him. We like wrote whole songs together over the internet just by like sending stems
amazing.
back and forth before we met. Yeah, like the Postal Service.
That's what I think of when I think of Dom and Suzie. I think Postal Service, of course.
Yeah, and then I took a bus out to Boston, which was like a 36-hour bus ride.
Oh, my God.
And we met and practiced like twice, and then played a show in Brooklyn.
Wow.
And it was a wild time. It was really fun, though. He was sweet.
Would he let people see him? Because if I remember correctly, like he wouldn't let us take pictures of his face, and he had some backstory that he was wanted. Like there were warrants for his arrest.
That I don't know if I can comment on
internationally.
that.
That he was wanted, so we couldn't take pictures of his face. We could like only take pictures from like the neck down.
Oh yes, you can't recognize someone like that. Even though you probably could with facial recognition, you see.
Right.
the neck
But
and
it was
stuff.
like, well, like yeah, from here down, it's like he doesn't look like any other musician, But
Yeah.
it's like that's interesting.
That's interesting. Maybe it was just to like build the like mystique.
Mystique, I think so. I think that's exactly what it was. I'm like, well, it's going to be really hard on the internet not to have any pictures of yourself and be a musician in 2010, and here we are. I remember that he had reddish hair.
Yeah.
Reddish blonde hair. Mm-hmm. And that he tried to give me some line of crap about being related to Axl Rose.
That you were?
No, he was.
Oh, he was? Oh. I mean, it's possible.
No, you are. I don't know. It was interesting. He's an interesting dude, and I'm anxious to see where this goes.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think he might try and come up here, and we're...
Oh, then you're definitely coming back in here.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be great. We'll probably try and tour or something. We're trying to find a place to put out the new record, and tour after that. But I used a bunch of the songs that I had in my database on that collaboration. So I probably would have put out a record earlier, but it was cool working with him.
And you didn't want to call it a solo album.
No.
So it's a Suzie record.
Yeah.
And it's doing stores in April?
I think we're thinking June. Probably.
June, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now tonight, playing with Solid Gold. Who else is playing at the show?
Umami.
Ooh.
Yes. Also our friends.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited.
Are you going to play more of the new material?
I think we're playing only new things.
3 brand new songs.
Yeah. Nothing off the first record.
Oh.
But we have the single and stuff. Yeah.
Very cool.